Even though the show wrapped up in 2012, Extreme Makeover Home Edition lives on in both reruns and the gorgeous homes they built during their 9-year run. Host Ty Pennington and his team created dream homes for some of the most deserving families you could ever meet. While the show is a positive light in the world of reality television, full of arguing housewives and drunken roommates, it had its fair share of scandals and heartbreaks too. From dishonest contestants to shady tax practices, there was a lot more going on behind the scenes than we ever could have known. So allow us to move that bus and give you a sneak peek at the inner workings of Extreme Makeover Home Edition. When contestants lie. Sadly, even a feel-good show like Extreme Makeover Home Edition is not immune to people trying to scam the system. While the participants each went through a thorough background check, one family may have embellished or even fabricated the truth in order to be chosen. In 2009, Chuck and Terry Serta were chosen for the show after Terry shared that she and their 2 daughters Molly and Maggie suffered from severe immunodeficiency diseases, causing them to have to wear masks at all times. The Sertas were given a massive home, complete with high-quality air ventilation systems, but the story didn't end there. When the family was unable to afford the utility bills, they sold the house and moved to Oregon, where the kids' new doctors questioned the family's diagnoses. Ultimately, those concerns were reported to child welfare offices, and the girls were actually removed from the Serta's home after practitioners found that they were not chronically ill, but had instead been the victims of medical child abuse. No such thing as a free house. You'd have to be emotionally dead to make it through an entire episode of Extreme Makeover Home Edition without a few tissues. Seeing a hardworking family being given their dream home made you feel good. However, while the house was free to the families, the rest wasn't. Many of these families were left with giant mansions that required higher taxes, utility bills, and upkeep, which means there's been a sad pattern of home makeover families losing their homes to foreclosure after the show airs. The reality show did help the new homeowners a little by doing some serious acrobatics to help the families avoid paying taxes on their makeover. An IRS loophole says if your home is rented out for less than 15 days per year, you do not need to pay taxes on that rental income. With that in mind, the show explains to families that they are renting the house from the family for a week, and the improvements are the rental payment, meaning they don't have to pay taxes on the improvements. While this plan helps families up front, they'll still be responsible for future property taxes that will undoubtedly rise with the increased value of their home. And in many cases, that has caused the new homeowners to lose their financial bearings after the fact. Legal troubles. It's hard to imagine a scenario where you would actually sue the people who built you your dream home for free, but it happened in 2005. Extreme Makeover Home Edition built a house for the Higgins family, 5 orphans who had lost their parents to cancer and heart failure. The home was built for them and the Leomitis family who had taken them in. The show built them a 9-bedroom mansion and even provided new cars and groceries. But after the cameras left, things got ugly. According to the Higgins children, the Leomitis family launched an orchestrated campaign to force them out of the new mansion. The family allegedly used racial slurs, verbal abuse, and physical abuse to drive out the orphans. The Higgins children moved out and promptly sued ABC, stating they were promised a house which is not in their name. Though ABC did not make an official statement on the case, they did remind fans the show was intended to build a home for the Leomitis family who had taken in the orphaned kids. Not such a fairy tale story for those ones left behind then, huh? Unhappy neighbors. One of the best parts of Extreme Makeover Home Edition is seeing the community come together. Friends and neighbors drop everything for a week to pitch in and create an incredible house. It seems like it's usually a happy experience for everyone. But what happens when that family turns around and sells? If a family can no longer afford the taxes and utilities, they may have no choice but to downsize. The problem comes in when the neighbors don't approve of the new buyer. In 2010, the show built a new home for Larry and Melissa Beach in Houston. The Beaches had fostered and adopted 85 children with special needs over the years, but could not keep up the cost of their new mansion. The neighbors began to worry when the home was sold to Butch Woolfolk, who turned it into a high-end drug rehab center. The Daily Mail reported that after donating their time to build this house, many neighbors were worried it would now hurt their own property values. Not to mention the fact that no one was thrilled about now living next to a drug rehab facility. Not their first or last reality rodeo. Thanks to its unbelievable success, the hosts and designers from Extreme Makeover Home Edition seemed like overnight stars. While their fame shot up thanks to the show, many had done television before, including designer Jillian Harris, who started out on ABC's The Bachelorette before signing on to be a reality show designer. Meanwhile, host Ty Pennington got his start as a model, went on to star in TLC's Trading Spaces, and became the host of the talk show The Revolution. In 2014, Pennington became the host of TNT's cooking competition show On the Menu. He must have liked the food world because he's since become the host of the Food Network series American Diner Revival, where he and his team help struggling diners get a makeover. Sound familiar? Thanks for watching! Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too!